I played like a couple games. Uter, I was digging him for a minute. I play a bunch of draft throughout the day. I only do like a couple ranks at night with my buddy usually. So I fuck around with different champs in draft all the time, and I really liked Uter. He plays like a lot like Shyvana, so
Yep.
I wanted to bust him out. I think I won both my matches on him, but I didn't feel like I was carrying the same way I sometimes can with Shyvana, so then I just went back to Shyvana.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So if you want to start introducing new champions into the game or into your champion pool, the best way to do it is like kind of get champions from the similar identity as Shyvana. For example, if Shyvana the champion identity is play for 6 and kind of like farm and scale, and then you become a monster, basic kind of
Yeah.
thing. So that's definitely what you want to do, and that's something you also can do on something like Udyr. So when you start switching up champions or adding champions to your champion pool, it makes it easier for you to use something from the same identity, because then it makes it easier for you to because you don't need to relearn the game, you only need to relearn a champion kind of thing. So, for
Yeah.
example, if you went to something like Kha'Zix, for example, that's an entirely different playstyle and approach to the game in that sense.
Yeah. If you had like any other recommendations, another dude I've been kind of fucking with is Wukong right now. I like him a lot.
Yep, yep. Wukong is kind of similar as well. Uh, Maybe he wants to fight a bit more. He's not so farm focused
Yeah.
as these two, but yeah, he kind of also wants to play for 6 and then impact the map with 6. That's what he wants
Yeah.
to do.
I like the farming champs. Like I like to be able to fall back on farming, but I do want to kind of get away from it a little bit if I can.
Hmm. Yep, and what these champions want to do, you often want to start batting towards bottom at the start of the game, so you can focus on early trades and stuff like that. Especially in Shyvana, Shyvana really likes trades. It's easy for her to solo, and she gets the bonus.
Yeah.
Scale. So champions like this would be, I would probably get karthus here as well in this same
Okay.
identity. There would be Diana, Wukong, kind of these ult heavy level 6 junglers. So these are junglers you might want to kind of consider playing here. And also, I guess kayn is
Yeah,
a
I've
pretty
played some
pretty good
Diana.
one. Yep,
I've done her. She doesn't have an escape,
yep, that's
and
true.
I don't know. I have like bad decision making sometimes. I panic under pressure, and so I was finding on her when I wasn't ahead, I was making a lot of engages and I was just dying a shitload.
Yep, that's part of learning the champion, and that's again really important. So the way you want
Yeah.
to approach ranked is you want to have like these 2 to 3, basically I would say 2 to 3 champs, and then just amass as much champion mastery on them as possible.
Yeah.
So what it allows you to do, first of all, I think for jungler especially, it's really important because when you're comfortable with the champion, you don't need to focus so much on the clear, so you can actually focus on the actual game happening and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So that's really important. But I like that you're sticking to the Shyvana in the rank. This is really good. So a lot of people do is they gotta play everything here and there. We can actually see you're in a really good streak right now, and that's what I love. I love that you're only playing Shyvana here. Really good. So again, like kind of stick to what you know, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, I fucked around in promos, so like I started at like the bottom of bronze.
Yeah,
And I'm not
placements.
much better than that, but like I used to be like silver back when I played a good bit like 10
Okay.
years ago.
Yep.
So I think I'm like probably more of like a silver player, and I'm starting to get there, and I'm seeing it like last night I played against all silver people because I was with my buddy and he was in his promos for gold,
Mm.
and I wasn't able to like I had my like three worst games that I've had in a while. Usually I have
These 3
um
games, it's not looking too
is
bad
that
though.
from
It's
last night? No, I think it hasn't loaded some.
okay. Let's see. So what do you think your weaknesses are right now as a player then?
I'm like horrendous at team fighting. Like I said, I kind of panic under
Mhm.
pressure.
Yep.
That's why I like Shyvana as like a farmer because I don't have to rely on team fighting. I can kind of farm a shitload, get strong, get my ganks here and there, secure objectives, and then I can be strong enough that
The
I
team
don't
fights
need
are
perfect
easier to
micro.
execute. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly. Yep, I mean that's what you want to do on all champions in general. You always want to be as strong as possible. Yep, that's something we can definitely look at. Is the Shyvana micro there. Yeah, you're also playing the tank build.
Yeah, I
So
kind of don't know. I don't really vary my build too much. I'd like to kind of work on that. But a lot of the research I've done, people say they always kind of run demonic first, then either radiant or iceborne. Um,
yep.
I was doing the radiant for a while, but then I kind of decided I don't know if that's the best right now in the CeeLo, and I might be better off with the slow from iceborne, as long as the team's not like super AP heavy.
Yep, no, I mean the way I run or think about tag mythics right now, Radiant Virtue is pretty much outperforming everything in the game. But if they are
Yeah,
full or really heavy AD, then I really like Iceborne content, for example.
yeah,
But again, like yeah, so this is good. Again, we come back to the champion mastery thing. Uh, if you run the same build, same runes, same champion, again, it's gonna make it easier for you to actually get to know the limits of your champion. So
yeah.
again, I would recommend just sticking to the same build. Obviously, if you want to kind of mess around with the AP build, for example, stuff like that, just go ahead and do it. But again, like
Yeah, I've
just
done it
stick
in
to the main build.
draft.
Yep.
I've been thinking about maybe trying it in ranked. And
Okay.
then just like a specific question, I don't know. One thing I'm having trouble with is knowing what boots to go with. I don't know if I want source or the lucidity boots. I don't know if you have any feedback on
On
that.
Shyvana, I'd probably always go sock shoes. You don't really
Okay.
benefit that much from the haste, and then again, like the E deals a lot of damage. The ult
Yeah.
E, even on the tank build with sword shoes. Also, next patch,
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I do.
Next patch might get a change in the demonic gameplays build. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Shyvana in a long time. Shyvana is not that not that common champion
Yeah,
in
I
the
think
meta
that
right now, but
nerf that's a nerf just to minion damage though, right?
uh, is to damage the monsters, yeah. But the most important thing is it's huge damage nerf to damage the objectives. For example, it's a lot
Yeah,
harder for you
I
to
saw that.
solo objectives with demonic next patch. But yep, I mean Shyvana will still be good, and it still be one of the fastest and easiest champions to take dragon with. So, but yeah, you just want to probably look out for Shyvana players what they like to build. But again, like I don't know, like this build at the moment feels really plausible. But again, like I haven't seen the champion in a long time. So that's something you want to look out
Yeah,
for.
not many people play her.
Yep, not at all. To focus on the game, improve at rank of the champion, find the limits. But yeah, again, like about the champion pool, what I would still prioritize is what you have the most fun on. For example, you're playing Shyvana here, and I love that you are only playing Shyvana, even though she's not a strong champion at the moment in the meta. It doesn't matter. It's just like play what you want, and like the champion mastery always goes above meta.
Yeah.
Mm, there was some other here. I guess we could add the Marker. Marker is more of a ganking style, but again, like 6 heavy jungler. Let's see Kayn. Um, yeah, is there anything else? So yeah, you said his weakness was fighting. So yep, that's something we can look out for. Yep, I don't think there's anything else here to cover. Have you been jungle mate before? Or did you role swap this season?
I was kind of messing around at the season. I played a little top for a bit, Garen.
Yeah, at the
I did
start,
some
yeah.
support. I never play AD carry. I never play that. I would say my secondary position is probably mid, but my friend who I always queue with, he'll play mid, so I kind of got away
Mm,
from that.
okay.
But throughout the years, every time I try to main a lane, I always come back to jungle.
Yep, good. Again, like just focus on what you find the most enjoyment in. But if you want to focus on the jungle, just play jungle. Like drop all this. You can see how the start of the season went bad because you're kind of playing everything, and then we then
Yeah,
we go
yeah,
back to the okay, fuck it. I just know I know Shyvana, I know jungling, so let's do that. And yeah, it's all great from there. So yeah, that's really good. So I think we can just like stick to this kind of formula for now. Weakness is fighting at the moment. Let's look at that. Yep. I don't think there's anything else to cover about this OPGG. Again, just focus on the Shyvana
yeah.
here.
I'd say like another weakness I think I have is is probably farming too much. Sometimes I don't know how to keep. I feel like I don't know how to keep pressing my lead come like mid game.
Hmm. Yep, that's a pretty common trap kind of people fall into. It's just a kind of over farm on these champions, karthus,
Yeah,
Diana, Shyvana. Yep, that's something we can look out for. But basically, the way I view this champion is I play karthus, for example, right now a lot, and
yeah,
I still gank a lot. Like it's just a good gank is still a good gank, even if you're a farming jungler. So that's something we can look to kind of identify in the games. Okay, let's move on to the VOD. Um, let's start here. I'd like to see the enemy team. First tab here.
yeah. Sorry, I started this one a little late. I'm against a poppy, and then you can see on the mini map
Okay, so
who
it's
we're playing.
Poppy jungle.
Yeah, they have a poppy jungle.
Okay. Uh, do you know where the enemy started from in this game?
Um, no, I don't. I think they started bot though.
Okay. So again, like the way I think about especially these farming junglers, I mean, in general, like all the junglers at the moment, what you want to do, you usually want to start planning what spot, but especially important farming junglers.
Yeah,
Farming junglers want to start topside because basically what it does is that at the end of your second full clear, the Drake is spawning up, and you have done all your
yeah,
camps, so you have like an opening to do the Drake, and that's something you always want to look out for when you're playing, especially when you're playing Shyvana. So if you're playing Shyvana, just don't think about okay, bot lane has nice leash, I want to start bot. No,
yeah.
you want to kind of like think think a bit bigger than that, and go for the top start, especially when you're playing Shyvana because you want the Drake.
Okay. I do. I'm not somebody who like always starts bot.
Okay.
I trend to it though, just because Shyvana has a pretty unhealthy clear ATM, so I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
like to have red buff going into Scuttle.
Hmm.
And so sometimes I do. I think in this match I just felt it was safer to have red buff.
Yep, that's what this is what a lot of junglers have to do right now. But again, like what you can kind of experiment with. Let me
Yeah,
see if I'm recording. Is that you can go for a reverse clears, for example, red trap those chrome, but then like start patting down stuff like that. But yeah,
yeah,
in general, I would just stick to just clear with one quadrant. Yeah, but yeah. Also next patch, I think the clear is gonna get a bit healthier the first clear. So again, like something we can consider here.
yeah.
So cool fair, tracker spawn. So again, like, what are we thinking about the matchups here? So we have
Um,
Mundo, Akali, Malhazar, Vladimir, and I guess this bot is caitlyn Nord into Swain MF. So what does that tell us?
yeah. I know. Like Vlad wouldn't be like a primary gank target. I kind of stay away from mid, even though my buddy's playing there.
Hmm.
Just because the lane's so freaking short, and I guess Vlad will just use like his little ability where he goes invulnerable, and he's
Hmm.
like a little tanky to begin with too. So he definitely seems like a hard gank there.
Yep, that's good.
Mundo's pretty damn weak early though,
Hmm.
so even though Kaylee doesn't like, I don't think she has like a slow. I know she has no hard CC.
Akali has a really
I
small slow in her Q, but that's about it. But
Yeah,
she does offer a
but
lot of damage, for example.
yeah, yeah, and Mundo sucks early, so he's probably a pretty good gank target.
Yep. So something we could consider here, for example, is does your Kali have TP or Ignite? Again, the Ignite really helps you. It helps you with going for ganks. So start of game, check for offensive summoners. So again, like if they have Ignite, this makes it easier for you to uh, go for the early ganks. Top matchup, but yeah. What you said about the mid matchup, really good. It's two mages, two two ranged, and so basically when there's two ranged champions in the mid lane, especially when they are these mages, they usually don't trade that much. So what mages do a lot is that they just kind of get to free hit the minions more safely without having to trade. For example, compared to this top lane here, who's double melee matchup. So that's something
Yeah,
you want to
yeah,
look
that
out
makes
for.
sense.
Ranged to ranged, they get to last hit minions safely. Not much trading. And again, yeah. So big thing here, Malhazar doesn't have much kill pressure early game, early on. So again, like how you want to approach matchup like this, you want to go for the opportunistic gank and or the level 6. So again, like Malhazar gets a really strong setup level 6, so that's something you can look for. But yeah, Vladimir is really hard to gank here. Yep. So top matchup. So yeah, the one good thing about the top matchup, double melee, they will trade while farming minions. That's the important
Yeah.
thing. So they will automatically be lower HP than in mid lane, for example, here. Also, another thing is that you're not kind of like just automatically pathing for your mid laner or your buddy here. So that's really important, of course, because we want to think about the game objectively, not like, okay, my buddy is mid, I just want to go mid. Yep, that's good. We will trade, well, last any minions. Yep, that's something good to look out for. But again, like Mundo also, Mundo is tanky, unless they again trade a lot. So again, that's one of the reasons why I probably wouldn't want to start pathing towards top. The important thing about the bot matchup is that we actually have a really strong kill line here because we have Nautilus with the CC setup. So bot lane is a really volatile lane here as well. So probably would be looking towards pathing towards bot because again it's double the gold. Drake is
Yeah.
up there, so you want to kind of prioritize the Drakes, and the way you prioritize Drake is getting your bot ahead early, so you can actually use the bot lead to get the Drakes. Bot matchup, Nautilus offers really good it's easy setup to allow land damage. And again, like what you said about the long lane and short lane, yep, we want to usually gank the long lanes because it's easier, especially during early game, because it takes the enemy longer for them to run to safety and stuff like that. Really good CC setup to allow damage. Also another thing, Caitlyn loves to poke. She's long range ADC, something like that. So again, we can expect bot lane to trade pretty heavily as well. So that's some of the things you want to look out for. For example, the good thing here in the mid, we recognize 2 mages, 2 ranged. They don't really scale that much, or they don't really trade that much. Top lane, double melee, they will trade early game. And a bot lane, again, we have the CC setup. So these are really good things to look out for. And basically, the way you want to think about the clear at the start of the game is, okay, I want to go where I would most likely get kills at the end of my clear, for example. But
Yeah.
if you don't have such a lane, then you can just go for the okay. I want to be Drake side at the end of my second full clear, so that would be just the default topside start. But yep, just clear whole quadrant, really good. Yep, this is a uh, really good time to check lanes. So what I want you to do is that at the start of the game, when you're pathing away from one lane, so switching sides. Start of game, switching sides. I want to always check out the lane I'm actually pathing away from.
Okay.
So, for example, if these guys are full on heavy trading here, for example, the Nautilus is really melee range here, they might be trading here. I want to see if they are really low HP, if they want to go for the gank before I actually commit to these camps here, because then I'm on the wolves and then I see like, oh, these guys are really fighting here. Then it's already like such a big commitment to go back to the bot play
Yeah.
there. Always check the lane. You're pathing away from for opportunistic gank. Yep, but that's good. We actually checking the camera here, checking the lanes, good. Yep. So generally, this is the only moment at the game when I want to kind of look at the lane I'm pathing away from. But
Okay.
normally, what you want to do is you want to check the lanes you have most nearby. So, for example, we are top side. We want to be checking mid here, and we want to be checking top here in case there's a gank opportunity. So, yep. Mundo is full HP. Vladimir is full HP. Yep. Just clear jungle. This is really important here, actually. This can be a bit overwhelming, but when we are farming camps, again, like when you play Shyvana a lot, you don't need to look at the camp while you're farming it. So one thing we can notice at the top side is that, okay, this guy pushed a wave, he kind of disappears into the fog, and he comes
Yeah.
straight back, he plays the ward. Really good
Okay.
learning, and something you want to look out for. Look out for laners, patting to disappearing to the brush for a moment. They probably place the ward. So again, always have eyes on the minimap and always kind of think about the lanes you are thinking of ganking.
And then I don't know. I was gonna ask this too in the disc
Hmm.
questions chat. Like, do people save smite for the scuttle? Because I always save smite for the scuttle. I don't know if people use it on um the gromp or not.
Yep, it's pretty safe to just save your smite. In general, it's good to have your smite, especially when you don't know where the enemy jungler is. For example, you want to have it when you enter river here, so you can actually fight this guy, for example, or get the smite. Yep. So here the smite. Nothing we can really do. You're running into this guy. He drops a ward. Yep. Bottle actually gets first blood here. Yep. We just concede it and go to the next Drake. Uh, yep. So these are good moments when I would just like recall instantly. So it's a really good moment in the game is that we have finished full clear plus crap. Just recall before you start your next kind of
Yeah.
sequence here.
So
This is a really good habit. Yep.
if I got top river scuttle, I would always recall. But here I think I went down to just keep clearing since they're about to spawn in 10 seconds and since I was already at bot river.
Yep. Yep. I mean, this play, for example, I like this play, but again, like, I kind of want you to build habits here, for example. So
Yeah.
like, basically, we have gold for blasting one. It's gonna make it easier for us
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
go for gank stuff like that, clear jungle fast and stuff like that. So yeah, just recall for gold before starting. Clear. For example, in this scenario, I like that we are going for this play, but I don't want to kind of overcomplicate the things here. So again, just like you get the full clear, you have blasting one. For example, blasting one is a really good first recall. Just take the recall. It helps you be able to impact the map and stuff like that. Basically, the way I think about gold usage in the early game, you want to recall ASAP when you have a strong component power spike.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And later on in the game, you always want to more so recall exactly on the item power spike, for example. But at the start of the game, like we would literally double our AP here. I mean, we wouldn't even double; we would just have 40 more AP, and
Yeah.
it's one of the stats you mostly benefit from on Shyvana. See, but it's still fighting. They're recalling good. Poppy is still top. Skill here. Good. Okay, so one thing we can tell about this start of the game, again, when we meet Poppy on the top side, we know for a fact, okay, we started from the same side because we ended up on the same side. So again, what I want to recognize there is, okay, when my bot camp spawn here, my Crux and Raptor spawn, these guys, Crump and Wolf
Yeah.
spawn here.
So it's odd that he's top.
Yeah, he's just extending the play
And
really long. He's going for another play here. So yeah, this is something you want to consider. So for example, if this Poppy really likes to stay on the top side here, we can maybe think about invading here. But again, like we don't have the gold here, so I probably wouldn't look for the invade because again, it's gonna take us so long. But if we, for example, recall the blasting one, then again we would be more ready to kind of play the map and react to the map.
yeah.
That's why I want to always recall for the blasting one, basically.
So I invade like pretty often actually, but I'm starting to reconsider like how worth it is to do. Like especially at a level like this, because if I went in and grabbed like his gromp, like it's a beast. It takes forever to freaking kill.
Hmm.
When I'm this low level and in
Yep.
the health reduction or whatever, since it's his jungle and not mine.
Yep. It's the way I think about invading in the current season is that kind of you basically don't want to necessarily invade during the first 2 or 3 clears and just like kind of like get some gold in first and then we can look for the invades. But yeah, at the start of the game, yep, this is really good. And now we can go bot side here and kind of match the Poppy again to the bot side and while we are really far ahead. But yeah, at the start of the game, not that worth it takes us so long. Okay, actually gets a solo kill here. Awesome. Use 6. Yep. And now we can look for the Drake here. Bot lane might get pushed here. So one thing I always want to look out for when going for this really early trade, 6-minute trade, stuff like that, I always want to utilize someone having the move. So for example, Malhazar here is able to help you. What I usually want to look out for is I want to have my bot lane here to help me.
Yeah.
But yep, this trade call is really good. Poppy is dead. Awesome. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. Okay, we know exactly where Poppy is. Poppy is in the base. She's dead. So again, like we want to take something off the map. We want to do something as soon as possible. So yeah, this trade is really good. Poppy's here. So one really important thing here, again, like 6 minutes into the game. Right, I'm gonna finish this. Poppy's dead. Good trade. Malhazar is able to help. Always want to utilize some laner being able to move to help. So after this, so usually when you take the trade, again, like the enemy team gets a huge notification, okay, the enemy jungler is exactly here on the trade. So what usually ends up happening, you don't really get these ganks off. So if this is something you always look out for, okay, I took Drake, I want to gank the immediate line here, it's usually not going to happen. So again, like it's good we kind of react to the map here. But the other really important thing here is that look at our level. We are one camp of 6. So this is really important. What you always want to do, you always want to prioritize level 6 when you're one camp off.
Yeah, okay.
Not has XP. One camp of 6. I really want to prioritize prio getting level 6. Again, like we kind of a lot of ahead of this Poppy because again he spent so much time ganking this top lane and not behind his ear. So maybe we could have hit our Crux here, get level 6, look for stuff in the bottom lane or stuff like that. Yep. So here we can actually recognize a pretty good wave setup scenario for the bot lane. So I don't want you to overanalyze the waves, but what we can see in the bot wave here is that the bot wave is going to crash. Do you know what that means for the next waves coming up?
It's gonna be at mid again.
So when you crash waves like this, wave crash always means that the next waves are going to start slow pushing back into your team.
Okay.
Going to start slow pushing into your team. So basically, the enemy minion wave comes here faster, and then they start like killing these guys, and then this is how the minions kind of work. So this is really good indication. Okay, this lane is going to be in a gankable situation in like 1 minute from here. So for example, we have 7 minutes here. So again, we are really close to 6. I would probably hit my camps here and maybe look for this bot play when my bot lane has come back.
Okay.
So really good learning here and really important, especially for the bot lane play. Next, we're going to start slow pushing in the team. Gank opportunity as soon as bot lane comes back to lane. And again, we would be 6. So I'm going to type a few timers here, but the level 6 timers. So the solo laners hit level 6 at 6 minutes. Junglers at 7 to 8 usually, and bot lane is usually a bit later, so they are 8 to 9. So this is kind of the window you want to utilize. You having ult on this bot play, or you having ult on the bot. So this is especially important when you're playing these level 6 junglers. But in general, when you have ult, okay, the bot lane probably doesn't have ult at this time yet. So again, really want to look toward using ult on bot. So to do here, you're kind of thinking about the next objective as well. 50 seconds to herald. Yep. So we can look at the wave here. If time is coming up, MF has to automatically push it because even if MF isn't here, the wave is going to start pushing. And now could be an opportunity for us to look at the bot wave. If you look at the bot wave right now, it's going to start pushing up. Like, there could be some action here for sure. Okay, we're looking to help our friend here. Good, we don't use our ult. Awesome. Yep, now we start heading towards the bot.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm too concerned with farming.
Yep. Okay. So again, like the one important thing here is that basically the way we want to go for gank. So good gank indications, overextended laners. For example, with the push situation, for example, the bot lane, they have to overextend to hit the minions, especially along lanes. Another really important thing, we see the enemy jungler, she's all the way top. So again, like we have all the freedom on the bot side of the map. There's no
Yeah.
way she's able to do anything here. The one thing I always want to look out for when I know exactly uh, where enemy jungler is, you always want to look out for immediate action elsewhere where they aren't.
Okay.
Because again, they are not able to contest you anyhow. No matter if this guy is like a 90% win rate smurf or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always look out for immediate action elsewhere. And again, I would prioritize getting gank, for example, the bot side here uncontested, then going for this raptor. So that's
Yeah.
basically how we fall into this trap here now. I think we actually pop coast by accident. Is that? No, not an accident. Okay. Yep. So you can see how this wave is now really gankable for you. It's level 5.
Yeah.
They're kind of overextended here. Yep. Nothing overextended lanes, especially along lanes. Not a good gank indications. Low HP, no sums, stuff like that. So those are basically the kind of things you want to look out for before going for a gank. Kind of like think of them like green flags or green lights
Yeah.
to go for a gank. Okay, so we can check the checkbox. Okay, overextended laners. Yep. They don't have ult yet. We do. Yep. Stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a free kill.
Yep. We actually look at the lane here as well, and we can see, okay, the wave is crushing up. So this is what I want you to recognize. And again, the really important thing here is that we killed the mid lane, and the mid lane is not able to be there, and Poppy is actually on the top side of the map. Yep, now we go for it. Awesome.
I think they're both dead by the time I get there, if I remember correctly.
Okay, they actually won it without you. Yep. So another good kind of practice or good habit to get into is when your laners get these solo kills, or when they get these, uh, when they get kills, the play isn't over. Play isn't over when enemy laner is dead. The play is over when your laners are in safety to recall or recalling. So, and what laners always do, they always want to crash the wave, because again, what the crash wave mean is going to start slow pushing, and they're going to be in a good position to kind of free hit the minions and be
Yeah.
safe. So that's what laners always have to do. They want to push in the wave, they want to shove in the wave. So when you're nearby like this, especially, it's not that important here, but for example, the start of the game, you want to help your laners to push in this wave so they can recall faster, so they are kind of like being safe from ganks. Another really
Yeah.
important thing here is, for example, when your laners get like solo kill, and these guys would be really low HP, they would still go to push this wave. They always do.
Yep.
So that's why I wanted to help them. So the Poppy doesn't have a free gank to kind of like, okay, these guys are really low, they're pushing up, I'll just go kill them. So that's also one thing you want to utilize against the enemy team. Okay, they got a solo kill, they're really low, they will always greed for the wave. They always fucking want to
Yep.
greed for the wave. Laner behavior 101. They always want to push in the wave after kills. So again, we can use this to advantage, and the other way around as well. Help them shove the wave if you're nearby, or especially if you're already on the lane, or if you gank them. Let's say if you're on the lane, um, to avoid Poppy getting free kills, especially if they are low. But they will always still do this. And how we
Yeah.
want to use this for ourselves is that, again, like if your mid lane dies here, you don't want to think, okay, there's nothing going on for me here. You always want to check for the HP, and again, like they will always push the wave. We want to use for ourselves. And for enemies getting solo kills or whatever, they will also do the same. So if they're low HP, it's just free kill. So again, we go to the good gank indications, overextended laners and low HP. Yep, it's pretty free. You know,
Yeah.
they will also create the web. Yep.
Yeah. I think I was like in a rush to get up to this Rift Herald there since Poppy was floating top.
Yep, good if we decide against it. Let's see what happened to the poppy here. Yep. Yep. I really like that you're only buying pinks when you're thinking about going for objective. That's really good. So you don't want to get into the habit of, okay, I just want to spend all my gold, I might as well craft some pinks. So the way I approach pink situation is that just buy pinks when you know you are going for an objective.
Okay.
Just buy pinks. So for example, here we could just we see she's not on it. We could just drop the board here, kind of wait for our team to come online. But yeah, I don't want to do this because again, Akali is recalling. We can maybe again look for a play elsewhere where the Poppy isn't, because again, like we know Poppy isn't here because we kind of cut her off here. Oh, yep. Farming a jungle. So this is another situation, for example, where you could help your mid laner here again shove the wave. So again, like what you want for them to do when you think about this objective, we talked about this on the first strike. You want to have someone to help you, and the way you have someone to help you is you help them shove the wave. And
Okay.
again, because that's what they always want to do. Because when you shove the wave, they kind of they get to create a roam time again, because the slow push coming back out, and the fact that they don't need to be on the lane to hit anything. So that's the moment when they want to, or when they can help you with objectives. Can create roam timer, roam timers for laners by helping them push the wave. So again, like so we can kind of think about, okay, if I push this wave, what does Malhazar want to do? He has ult up. He has nothing to go here for, so we could maybe look for the herald play and stuff like that. Yep. You can see, for example, the Malhazar is kind of like, okay, this is walking around here because he has nothing to do in the mid lane. So this is a moment when he could be helping you with Drake, for example, or the herald.
Yeah.
Actually get the blue. Okay. Generous man.
Yeah, he's my duo, so.
Yep. Yeah, I normally
Eh,
wouldn't give my second blue yet. I usually start giving blue buffs at like uh, probably the
Yeah.
third spawn. But yep, I get it. Like we are playing Shyvana. Uh, we don't need the blue at all, but we do want the XP. Yep, top lane gets a kill. Awesome. Drag is coming up in 50 seconds. Poppy showing bot. This is a freebie. Okay. So this time the immediate play after objective actually worked out. Oh, never mind.
No.
Almost worked out.
Yeah, that was infuriating.
Let's see.
I mean, he was dead.
I think there's nothing wrong with this. Maybe just use a smite. I guess we want to save the smite for the dragon actually. Wait, she had the flash. Oh my god, this is unfortunate.
Yeah, and then my E's on cooldown until boom, right when I get stunned.
Yep. So I want to look out for. So especially against this matchup, uh, Vladimir has to be pretty close to you to be able to heal with these Q.
Yeah.
So maybe we could just like kind of kite back and then like play for the E. Yep. So we end up running it down. Okay. Lose the track for it. Mars actually gets a TP mid. If we get to fight it. Nautilus tries to hook over the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, Malhazar is going for play. Malhazar doesn't have ult here. Let's see. Okay, this is really good. So basically, what we're doing, we are roaming with the laner here. This is really good. So this is what you always want to do. When the laners have these roam timers and kind of like the priority on a lane, you want to utilize. So this is us to utilize the mid prior here. I love this. This is really good. Gonna push this guy out of the jungle. Vladimir's coming back. Vladimir doesn't have anything now. Yep, awesome. Yep, Malhazar has ult again. So one thing I need to think about right now, we have the Herald, 30 minutes in the game. Plates are going to drop in 1 minute. I want to look out for Herald play ASAP.
Yeah.
We want to get rid of Herald. Plates dropping Dropping in 1 minute. See?
Yeah, I can definitely hold it too long, like always looking for that greedy play, like, oh, wait till they're back so we can get 2
Yep,
towers or
again,
something.
again, the way you can kind of create these opportunities is like help your laner to shove the wave, for example. We could be here helping the mid laner shove the wave or something like that. So we can actually go for the herald play. If they are not able to get the strong prio themselves, you want to help them. That's really important. It's a really big part of jungler's job is you gotta need to help your laners to uh, gain priority and gain the move on the map. So yep, Poppy's there. Yep, there's no way she can be here. Oh, good. Let's see. So we know Poppy is
I
here.
probably didn't need to alt.
Yeah, I don't think we need to ult. We can maybe save it in case Vladimir starts running towards the Drake. But again, like
Yeah,
this is like the worst case scenario, and then he would flash like towards the Poppy if he had
yeah,
flash or stuff like that. So yeah, so it's kind of be patient. In
yeah,
general in League, you always want to be really patient in this game. Patient is really important.
yeah. I think we just really wanted him dead after that previous play where he
Yep,
got us.
yep, yeah. I can definitely understand that. So, yep, again, really good. Vladimir is dead. We can kind of look to uh, be able to kind of like move with this guy having the roam time again. Like he has crashed the wave. The Vladimir is not on the map. Whatever. Like even if you get caught here, the Malhazar is really fast able to come here. So that's really good. This is how we want to play the game. We want to play around the prio of the laners.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. I play around mid 'cause like I said, I almost always play with my buddy who's my duo.
Mm-hmm. Okay, bot side. We go for demonic. Yep. Hmm. Why did you decide to go bot here? I actually like this, but why do you think you decided to come here instead of going for the top camps?
Um, I think I wanted to gank bot because I had my dragon up and our bot lane was already kind of snowballing,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like they're pushing that wave down there. And because my Akali was, well, up until then, my Akali was kind of just handling it solo.
Oh yeah, bot lane is actually 7-0. Yep, we want to really heavily play around this bot side now. Yep. Yep. So this is really good. So again, a few good things here. Uh, your bot lane is snowballing. The bot lane is kind of falling apart. Drake coming up soon. But the really good thing here is that what I love to see about this, we have 3 camps up here, but we actually didn't get baited back onto the 3 camps. Again, we know Poppy was topside, so again, like this is a free play here on the bot side. I love this. So basically, again, what I want to recognize here, why this is good, is because the Poppy, we know where the Poppy is. She's on the top side of the map. We see her on the map. Again, we want to look out for the immediate play elsewhere. Really good. Yep, I think she's just dead here. Oh my god. What? What was that? Jesus Christ. For half HP. Yep. I was just waiting for the Drake to spawn. Everyone's kind of missing. Pretty scary. Vladimir shows top. Yep, we have pretty good vision here. We're just safe to solo it, but our teammates need to be aware of, okay, you are doing the Drake. So what I always want to do, what you always need to do is you need to ping your intention slot. For example, here the kind of the Malhazar is pinging for you. So as a jungler, you always want to ping your intentions as much as possible because the laners are like they're preoccupied with farming.
Yeah,
They don't really get to focus on the jungler's position and stuff like that. For example, when you're ganking, just always ping your intentions,
yeah,
especially when going for objective. For example, when I need my Linus to help me, what I always do is like spamming all in on the Drake, and I'm playing like a Grandmaster Challenger games right now. Like I still do it. It's just like such a
yeah,
good habit to get into. It's always just ping your intentions, jungler. We get the Drake, awesome. ult up soon. Maybe we can look out for this. Yep, Kali is coming.
Yeah, I fucked up there. I should have just
Oh yeah, we just
ran
kind
down
of tunnel vision to the
MF.
low HP, and then
Yeah.
MF just gets to walk away. But yeah, I mean the MF is not worth a lot of gold anyway. But yeah, like we kind of want to recognize here that okay, this Akali can take care of this guy. So again, like get as many people off the map as possible when we are such in such a strong winning position. Poppy actually got the herald, not a big deal, whatever. We look to invade here. Again, what we are doing, this guy is tied to the map here, defending this turret. We can look for the invade. Yep, really good. Again, basically, we are being where the enemy jungler is and then punishing them for being on the map. This is what we always want to do as junglers. We want to punish the enemy jungler for playing the game. Bot lane might be able to move here. Okay. Yep, again, like the way you want to pick these fights is, again, like this is probably what you were talking about. Okay, I want to be strong, so I don't need to worry about team fighting so much. But this is really good fight. So again, like the reason why is that our bot lane is so nearby and we are so far ahead. So I really love this fight. It's really good. Yep, we have to drop her instantly and go for the bot lane here. So yep. So really important thing about team fighting and fighting in general, especially early game, but even later on, is the way you want to fight is you always want to hit the target the team is already hitting or is able to hit.
Yeah.
Always hit the target the team is able to hit, already hitting. So for example, this turn on this guy here is really good because again, like we have essentially built a 3v1 against this guy, even though like these guys are all the way here, like they're still nearby, but this guy just walks in 3v1 because all of you are able to focus him. So again, like what I need to think about now, okay, my team dropped, where did they go? I want to help them, I want to kill that one guy who my team is helping. So I wouldn't look out for this 1v1. So again, what I would look out for, okay, I want to hit the target your team is hitting or able
Yeah.
to hit. So yep. Yep, good stuff. Bear me 1 minute. Let's
Yeah,
see
we
a bit
don't
of team fight.
go for many 20-minute barons in this elo.
Yep, yep. I understand that, but again, like it's something we kind of want to always think about. Yep, this
Yeah, I want to
pink one
start
is really
doing it
good.
more.
Yep.
Do we get it here? We might get it here.
And probably at 20 minutes. I think we get to sneak it. Yeah. So this is So the reason why the 20-minute Baron is so strong in this elo is because the enemy team isn't thinking about it at all either.
Yeah.
Like usually no one thinks about it, but at least if you are thinking about it, it's really likely that the enemy team is thinking about it at all. So yep, this is really good. Mhm. So the way I think about using Baron push, a bit of Baron macro here, is that I always want to prioritize the sideline tier 2 turrets. Sideline tier 2 turrets grant the
Okay.
most gold. They're gonna give you 600 gold for the killer if it's one person. So for example, the mid tier 2 gives 300. Tier 1 turrets all give 300, and the tier 3 turrets, the inhibitor turrets and the nexus turrets, they give 0 gold. They just give the 50 global gold for the team. So again, what I want to do, especially when I get Baron, I always check out, okay, where's a really valuable turret standing? Oh, it's topside.
Yeah.
I probably want to go for that. Yep. Oh, yeah, another thing when you are playing with Baron, especially when you're playing Shyvana with ult, you don't need to ult in. You could just kind of like just ult
Yeah.
like on top of caitlyn here, just kind of start poking because again like your E still deals ridiculous amounts of damage. So we are kind of like jumping into 5 people. Again, like we are kind of arriving in the situation like okay. Again, we are talking about I want to hit the target my team is able to hit. If you start hitting this Vladimir, is anyone able to help you? No. So again, like what we need to do is we always have to think about okay, if I do jump in, what do I actually gain? And like, can I kill the enemy immediately to jump on? And if not, can my team actually help me if I get like a really good dive or something like that? For example, you can see it in Malphite players a lot. Like they go for that one sick 5-man combo, and like there's literally no one there able to
Yeah.
impact the fight. Yep. Also, the way you want to work with Baron is that you kind of want to play it slow and let the minions do a lot of the work for you. So this is really good what we are doing now. But again, like the dive we did earlier, we don't need to do that at all. Like this is
Yeah.
so unnecessary that we just go for this dive. We can just wait for the wave. I guess the Nautilus actually initiates its dive. But again, like just play it really slow when you have Baron. The minions do all the work for you, basically.
Yeah, that's not a pretty looking play.
What does play slow with Baron? Minions do a lot of the work for you. Let's see. Back in 50 seconds, we really need to look to recall. Caitlyn's recalling here. I don't want to fight anymore. We have no ult. Let's see, do we get this turret though? Yep, so this is a really good time. Okay, now I want to recall. The push is already over. So basically the way I approach all these late game scenarios is uh, the most important thing here is that the bot lane is actually going to be spawning up. They're going to be here respawning really much faster than your Caitlyn will be, who has
Yeah.
recall. Okay, the Caitlyn is actually farming all the camps. But the Caitlyn is low resource. We have a lot of gold. We took the Baron. We kind of won a team fight. So the last thing you want to do is you want to still be on the map when they spawn. So the last resort when you need to recall and stop the push is when dead enemies start spawning. So the reason why is that basically, if you look at the gold here, so we killed these guys, we had 1k gold, and then we take the turret, and now we have like 400. We have gained like 400 unspent gold, or like more than 700 unspent gold after taking the Baron here. And the enemies they died, so they actually got a recall basically by dying. So now they're gonna come back stronger than they were before. So we don't
Yeah.
want to fight them before we actually get to spend our gold. Really important. We always want to spend our gold. So that exactly ends up happening here. Actually, let's see. So yeah, it's like ping your teammates. Okay, okay. I don't want to go from team fight to team fight. It's such a such a easy way to throw a game. Is go from team fight to team fight without reset. Oh, this guy's spawning. What's that charge? Yep, so this is really horrendous, obviously. So yeah. And again, we didn't have ult, we have a lot of gold. Yep. Yep, but now we can look for the Drake. Yep, good. Again, don't want to overchase too much. We know the
Oh
enemy team
yeah.
is there. Again, what I talked about, okay. Uh when someone takes the Drake, boom. An objective bond has been claimed, you know exactly where they are, and also we saw like fucking 4 people running down here. We don't want
Yeah.
to go this deep. We have
Yeah.
Baron,
I
we
was
have a lot of gold, we just don't want to die
just
here.
playing greedy.
Yep, but again, like you don't need to be melee range when you are in dragon form or Shyvana. You have this you can snipe with your E.
Yeah.
So yep, again, kind of like objective permanence. Objective permanence there. Uh, we saw 4 people walking to Drake. No one seeing on the map. Also, another like a pretty good general rule is when laners start to kind of like run towards the jungle instead of their turrets, it usually means that there's gonna be
Yeah.
some people there. So the basic
No, that
response
makes
for
perfect
laners,
sense.
yeah, the basic response for laners is always like, okay, where's my immediate safety? If it's not the turret, it's gonna be around here with that team. This is also important for early game. For example, mid lane ganks, you're like, okay, this guy starts running top. There's probably someone waiting in this brush.
Yeah.
See, does the enemy team do the same mistake? They fight without recalling. You see, the team is just ending the game here. Or do we end the game here? No. Oh, it's a long game even after. Let's see. Let's look at the next team fight in kind of slow mo. Do we get an actual team fight this game?
Yeah. I can't remember how it ends.
Yeah, let's see.
I think they get a couple more kills on us.
Yep, I'm matching. So, and
And
Nautilus is
right
really
now,
trigger happy.
I'm trying to farm up alt right now.
Yeah. So again, what you want to do in this kind of scenario, we obviously don't want to go for this air ramp because we don't have ult. So what you need to do is just like ping your ult again, like ping your intentions, ping your ult, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Especially when we are playing Shyvana, like we literally cannot team fight without the ult. Yeah, we're kind of pressuring the top side here. Awesome. Yep, good. Again, now we can look to pick up camps on the way out. Okay. Yep, really good. Again, like the good thing here, we know the enemy jungler isn't here. Basically, it's more advanced at this point of the game because there are other players in the team as well. But like again, we are making a play where the enemy team isn't. Really good. Awesome. We grab bounty. Again, the next objective. So now is a good time for you to farm up. So the way I think about uh, playing carry junglers in general, I just always want to be as strong as possible for the Baron fight because again, like the Baron is the main game-ending objective. So yep, now we can just gotta wait for the Baron. Okay, we go for a fight. Very good. Baron in 50 seconds. Awesome. Again, the MF is spawning up now. We don't have ults. So another thing you always want to look out for is the teammates ult as well. So for example, we saw how we were on the Crux and the enemy teams just completely ignored that we don't have ult. So what we also want to look out for is your teammates having ult.
Yeah.
Always be aware of your, especially when we have these like ult heavy teammates. For example, we have Akali and Malhazar here, Nautilus. Like they just need their ults, and us as well, of course. Yep. So obviously, you have to be really careful about like kind of going for this risky plays when the Baron is 30 seconds from now, because again, like this is really, this is how you really easily throw a game where you are
Yeah.
a lot of ahead. Yep. Again, we don't want to die here at all. Good. Start trying. Awesome. If we call for the Baron, the enemy team isn't thinking about it at all. Good. So again, like now I want to recall. So you can just tell your team, okay, I need to recall, stuff like that. In general, the rule kind of is after taking Baron, uh, the initial call is to recall. The default call is to recall because again, like we all get 300 gold. It's like we all get 300 gold from Giladies, and another thing is we have such a big amount of gold. So the way I also think about gold situation here is okay. Every time over 1.5k gold, look to recall as soon as possible. That's kind of like the base thing. So again, like we have to think
Yeah.
about our XP at the start of the game, and we have to also think about the gold. For example, when we have 1,500 gold in our pocket, it's like something which we could really help to utilize, especially like early game. We see a lot of the especially farming junglers that go for like this sick third full clear in a row. Like they're just on the
Yeah.
map at 8 minutes with like 2k gold. You're literally a minion at that point. But yeah. So in general, I always want to look to uh, call is the recall to spend gold and come back stronger. So for example, here we kind of extend the Baron play to the Dragon. This is really good, but again, like after this, okay, I really want to recall. Yeah, I don't want to fight here at all because the MF is on top. Let's see. If good, again, we want to play it slow. Malhazar is bringing the top wave. Awesome.
I think we die here, do we? Or no, I just die here. My team finishes it.
Yep, the reason we die here is because we have 2.5k gold in our pocket.
Yeah.
So again,
Makes
like really
sense.
important. Always look to recall, especially when you have such lots amounts of gold. Yep, your team finishes. So let's see this team fight actually. Gonna play it a bit slower. As you were wondering about team fighting. Mm, okay. So the really bad thing about this dive is how we talked about how we want to hit the target our team is able to hit.
Yeah.
Look what kind of a position you put yourself in with this ult.
Yeah, yeah,
Literally every one of these can now hit you. Look, they all turn you. This is really well played by the enemy team. This is turn on whoever they all can hit. So
yeah. It's just a horrendous spot
yeah,
to
so
put
the way you
myself in.
kind of like want to think about your positioning with your ults is also like, okay, you always want to get some sort of value. For example, here we could have actually dove the Xayah here instead, because again, like she isn't like no one here is able to help her unless they like really
Yeah,
start running up, and they're not gonna do it. They're gonna be focused on this fight. But when you jump, kind of like in the middle of them, obviously they're gonna start killing you here. So again, like when you're playing Shyvana in general, like Shyvana likes to dive, Shyvana is a diver champion. You always want to prioritize target selection, prioritize champions weak against dive. Uh, for example, Soraka, MF, Jin, stuff like that. You know, someone who can't get away. It's usually going to be the bot lane as.
yeah. Definitely could have just dove that MF there.
Yep, prioritize champions weak against dive, Soraka with Jin, and so also just was like general another like champ selection or like target selection more. Uh, Usually want to start with the enchanter or damage dealers, but yeah, we usually don't want to dive any of the tanks or the melee champions here. As I think we kind of panicked the ult here as well, so you're just like, okay, fight is going on, fuck, I need to go. It's just like take a moment. We don't want to panic again. Like patience, patience is so important in this game. 38. Have patience and think about where you want to jump. Think about who you want to jump, who and where you want to jump. So we just kind of were like, okay, there's a fight going on. I just need to go now, you know. So we obviously want to avoid that because we just see the Swain go low HP. Yep. So let's see your clicks here.
Yeah, I mean, upon review, I jumped in like the single worst location that I could
Yeah.
possibly jump in.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
any
Exactly.
other spot would have been better than that. It's cause I'm just like I'm slow, dude. So I was jumping on that Swain, but like he was already dead by the time I got
Yep.
there.
Yep. And again, like the way I wanted to think about, okay, in general, like who do I want to dive in this team comp? And again, it's probably gonna be the MF.
Yeah.
Right? Even, like okay, maybe not this game because she's like uh, like eating so hard and not a lot of gold. But for example, we are still getting hit by the ult. Like it still deals a lot of damage, stuff like that. So MF
I
ult is
think I
still
could have
really important.
canceled her ult if I ulted on her ult,
Yep,
cause I'd push her back, and I would
yep.
have just
But like the
roasted her.
main thing here to consider is that okay, I want to dive the target who's weakest against getting dove.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to see some right clicks here. Yep. So one really good habit to get into is you can probably start it by just clearing your jungle. But for example, in this clip, we can see kind of like uh, how far away your cursor goes from your champion. Like obviously, when you have to pan your camera, then you have to like kind of track it on the edge of the screen. Like a really good habit is just like keep it kind of in a small circle around your character. Just kind of like focus on
Yeah.
those tight clicks. Uh,
Okay.
so for example, when you're getting hit, for example, you can see your cursor kind of like going all the way here. So we are clicking here, we are clicking here, then we're clicking here, then we're clicking all the way here. Like, for example, if you want to dodge something, it's going to be way easier if you just get used to these small clicks. For example, it comes like by a habit at the end here. Like you're like running away, you want to you kind of go into this panic mode. Then you start going for these really short clicks and like so you can react way faster. So this is something you want to use all the time. Just go for this
Okay.
tight clicks. Tight clicks. Yep. So that's pretty much all. Uh, do you have any questions about this? Anything else you want to cover before we end?
Oh, I don't think so, man. That was super
Yep.
helpful. That's all a ton of really good stuff.
Yep. So the main focus I would tell you to focus right now is we want to focus on the gank selection or the gank green lights segment here. So basically, how we recognize a good gank. So that's something you want to look out for. What else would there be? Well, the goal is really important. And yeah, about the team fighting, it's just that fighting, focus on positioning. So as few enemy members can hit you, and again, like the more important thing, uh, position yourself, position yourself in a way so the champion you're hitting is being hit by or being able to get hit by someone else in your team. So there's like instant improvement to fighting. It's just like, okay, I want to think about how do I want to. For example, this fight is the first part is really good about. Is like, okay, we are kind of like going to hit these guys. Our team can hit. So obviously, the bad part about this is how we position so deep into the enemy team on the hand that they also get like a really easy venue point to hitting you here with all their damage.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to realize like I'm not as tanky as I sometimes think I am. I'm not like a full-blown tank, and I
Yeah, I
keep
mean,
like
then you kind of
super
like,
diving
yeah,
in.
like if you're really fucking far ahead, then you can kind of like get
Yeah,
away with goofy stuff like this. But if we are 2 items at 28 minutes, we are not that strong at all.
that's what I like. Last night was like the first time where I was like never really ahead in any of my games, and
Hmm. Yeah,
it
that's
was
when
kind
it
of a
comes
learning
hard. Exactly.
experience.
Yep. So is there another fight here? Oh yeah, there's not another fight here. Took one fight. Oh, yeah, this is one hinted. Yeah, also like this also happened a few times in a game. Like we were just like kind of forgot about like, okay, where the enemy is. There's one more thing about the gank here. Main focus. Always look for immediate action elsewhere when we see the enemy jungler. For example, we see them top and you are bot side. It's just like you don't need to instantly start running towards bot, and I don't want you to do that. That's really bad practice. But you just want to look at the bot line first and like, okay, is it gankable?
Yeah,
Mm, it's not. Okay, so I'm just gonna start in my camps. If it is, then like, okay, this is really free for me. Even it's kind of like a harder gank, for example, but you at least know it's not gonna be a 3v3.
yeah,
See the enemy jungler. Yep. So yep, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna send this, or I'm gonna upload this to YouTube right now, and I'm gonna send it to you. And what I want to do is I want to do kind of watch it back again. It's like a lot of information, one hour, like boom, 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 boom. So to make
yeah,
sure
for
something
sure.
actually sticks, let's like watch it back a few times probably.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send you these notes. Actually, but do you want these notes? This is something I'm considering.
yeah. I was gonna ask for that. That'd be
Okay.
helpful.
Yep. Yep. So
You can
normally I
just
just
paste
add
it
these to
into
the
Disc.
description here, but I'm gonna send them in
Okay.
Discord as well. Yep.
Okay. Excellent, dude. Yeah, I'll,
Yep.
I'll probably watch this later with my buddy who's my duo, Malzahar.
Mm.
He'll probably want to see it.
Yep. Good. We can talk about, or you can talk about the utilize the mid push and the jungler being able to help you shove your lane to move. I know, like especially in this elo range, like people get like really fucking pissed when they touch their lane, but it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
Okay, well,